Oh, Trump treason. That's why I didn't have Jay on for that one. We're going to go to our next guest. She is going to join us. She is going to be our final guest for the hour. It's going to be... it's a very interesting show today. We've had all sorts of things happen. But we are going to go to our next guest, and Jaybird Wells is back with us. And we've got Emily with us.
I cannot hear you guys.
Uh-oh. Okay, let me...
You can hear me now.
Yes, I can.
Okay. Do you got us, my friend?
I gotcha.
Okay,
All
good,
right,
good. We are back live here on our big broadcast, and we have got a great guest with us today. And so, Emily, tell us a little bit about your band and everything you're involved in, just everything here. Tell us a bit about yourself.
Yeah, so, well, I'm a violinist and a singer, and my band is called KnightressM1. And we just put out an album called Dreams and Devastation. And it's a hard rock metal power trio that I front with violin. So we're taking it at kind of a different angle just from the instrumentation. So I'm a classically trained violinist, but I love just the heavier, the better. So I had to figure out how to play violin that way because it's like my first language. You know, so I was like, well, how can I play the heaviest, most epic, beautiful music on the violin? So I figured it out, and it's been really amazing to forge that path. It feels very unique and true to myself, and I feel very lucky and blessed that I get to play with the musicians that I do and just do something that's my truth, you know?
Yes, yes.
It's a gift.
So, you have been compared to the Queens of Stone Age, Tool, Perfect Circle, some of these folks.
Nice.
Talk to us a little bit about those comparisons.
Well, I'm super flattered. Tool was my live or die band when I was in high school. They played how I felt. And I think they were kind of a guiding force to show me how visceral you can be with these emotions that are oftentimes unacceptable to express. And so they really showed me the way through. And I think unconsciously I used them as a little bit of a measurement of some other bands that maybe aren't, they just have a different style, but that kind of emotional, just putting it so far out on the line is what I crave. I think I crave that, like, just raw, authentic human expression. And when bands do that, I love it. It's like water to me. I can't get enough of it. So,
it's like water for the soul.
What's that?
It's like water for the soul or nutrition for the soul.
Yes, totally. I was just having this realization yesterday. This is a side note, but what you just said is that's my soul is thirsty right now. Do you ever feel that way?
Yeah.
I think especially with what's going on right now, it's been going on for so long, you know. This year is just so bizarre. So anyway.
Well, you have put to take us through your music education. How you know, when did you discover music and some of the different things that you've learned and accomplished in music?
So I started when I was really young. I grew up in a musical household. My mother's a cellist, and my older sister is a violinist.
Awesome.
And my mom had students 5 days a week, and she taught from our house. So I was always listening to all the Suzuki, both violin and cello, all those Suzuki literature growing up. And then I was hearing my sister play these just amazing violin concertos and sonatas, and I fell in love when I was like 3 years old. I was like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And I was just so drawn to it, and I kept getting this little violin out. My mom had all these student violins, and she had one in the armoire in their bedroom, and I kept going to get it out. She goes, you're not old enough. And I kept begging, and then when I was 4, she finally says, okay, let's get you started. So that started my classical training, and I started piano a year after. So it was pretty serious when I was young. I kind of I had a social life, but it was very focused, you know? So by the time I got through 2 years of classical violin in like a college at University of Michigan, I broke, and I couldn't do it anymore, and the perfectionism was driving me crazy. And I'm naturally already a perfectionist. I can really toggle, if I'm not emotionally in a good place, between perfection and failure and shame, you know. So it was a really dicey road for me for a while. So that's why I split. Ultimately, I moved to California, you know, halfway through the college, and didn't play for 5 years. And then I took this other angle in through rock, and I love it. I love being able to improv and play what I feel in the moment. And then I started singing. I was a side person in a lot of people's bands, and it's great for a while. And then you start realizing, I have something I want to say.
That's
I don't
awesome.
want to just make your stuff sound pretty. You start to feel like the sprinkles on the cupcake, like, get out of here with that bullshit, you know?
Yes.
Because violin,
Very much
you know
so.
how violin is, it's such a weird, you can take it from weird angles if you're not doing classical.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to be like 100% rock metal.
See, I was the weird kid. I didn't have very good experiences when I played violin and cello.
Oh.
So I left it way behind.
Yeah. What were your experiences? Just really strict teachers, or?
No, just lack of peer support, I guess you would say.
Sure. Yeah, kids can be not the kindest. Yeah.
You definitely have to fall in love with something to work at it.
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah, and that's really the only reason I'm still doing it, is because I can't not do it. And it's the only reason, well, not the only reason, but oftentimes it's felt like this is how I can stay on this planet.
Mm-hmm.
When things feel like, what? Can I swear on? Do you love only to lose?
Yeah.
Do you, these times, and then, you know, go through so much emotional pain, and the way that I've been able to go through that is through violin.
Yeah.
And so when I'm playing, or when I'm in the studio, and it's like this, whenever we find our passion, you know, like whatever your passions are, you're in that,
Dance.
and you're untouchable. Yes. And you can transmute that, the most dire pain, into power and beauty.
Mm-hmm.
And that, to me,
that's like the nutrition for the soul.
yes, it's so cool. And you can meet people with completely different perspectives on life, diametrically opposed political, especially now, right? But you can meet people in the soul level where you don't have that.
It used to be.
Yeah, I know.
We have
I
got
have hope.
a tremendous guest with us today. She joins us live here in our broadcast, part of a tremendous group. By the way, Dreams and Devastation is out. It is fantastic. So you're a trio. Tell me about some of the other members of the group here.
Yeah. So I've had KnightressM1 for since
Yep.
2011.
Yep.
So I've gone through a couple different players over that time. On this album, and in the first many, many years of the band, I had ROB AHLERS on the drums, who's also played with KRISTIN HERSH of Throwing Muses, in 50-Foot Wave. He's a phenomenal drummer. And URIAH DUFFY played on this album, from just Bay Area legend bass player, just really phenomenal player. And so we did this album. And right now, the band's taken a bit of a different direction. Since this album, I've taken it in a heavier direction.
Yeah.
So I'm playing with Chad Tasky on the drums, and Larry Boothroyd from Victims Family, if you guys know that band.
Wow.
Been around for a while. Yeah, and they're great. And so I've been learning how to scream. It's been really liberating.
That's awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, I nearly pass out when I'm on stage.
So,
Whatever, it's fun. So
do you listen to people like Apocalyptica?
I don't listen to Apocalyptica. I have to say, I don't listen to a lot of string-based bands. I don't know. I think I'm just drawn to, it's not so instrument specific. It's more just the vibe of the band.
That's
So,
awesome. That's awesome. Well,
yeah.
you've got this.
I think
You've got Lock and Key. I want to know a little bit more about this.
about that song.
Yes.
Do you mean the story?
Yeah,
behind
because
it?
we're gonna
Whatever you
play
wanna
it here.
share.
Yeah, whatever you want to share, because we're gonna play it here in a few moments.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so Lock and Key, I wrote this originally about this feeling of being really hemmed in and penned in by our society. That's not built, it's built to keep humans sub our potential, right? It's not,
Yep.
it's, we're in the system that does not want us to be in our full realized state, because then the powers that hold us down would be fucked, right?
Yes.
If we knew how much power we had, forget the game's over, and that's the war of consciousness that we're in right now. So this song is about, you always try to find a way out, you know, you never can. And then the radio, that lyric, the radio plays my favorite song, Hush Now Child, There Is No Other Way. It's about that lulling people to sleep, lulling people. This is the only way. Just be happy. Listen to pop music. You know, just check out. And it's about, no, I'm not doing that. You know, I found my lock and key, and I won't go out silently. Getting that freedom, letting ourselves out of that cage. And then when I did this video, that I don't know if, anyway, people can check out the video.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play the video as well too for our television
Okay,
and,
cool.
and
Yeah,
social
this was
media
more
viewers as well.
my personal experience. It was, oh, sorry, I'm interrupting you.
No. I was just wanting you to explain the
Yeah.
video part of it, because we are going to play the video and the song. The song's going to be for the radio listeners, and for the TV and social media folks, we're going to be here seeing the video as well. So explain to us the video.
Yeah, the video. So I am in a tangle. I'm playing checkers with death in this video. That was the storyline. So he has his, you know, we're on the chessboard playing checkerboard.
Yep.
And my pieces are the heart. His pieces are the black skull. Right. So it's this whole game. And I did a little trailer video, and the question was, in a game of life or death, what are you going to choose, life or death? And we can choose in our waking life here. We can choose one or the other. It's also about my own experience with domestic violence, which is a very personal experience that I've lived through and am way out on the other side of, but it's something that's very close to my heart. And I wanted to speak on that in this video. And you'll see, people will see at the end, I ultimately win and really face that death energy. And it's not so much a natural death. I think it's more of when the darkness wants to take you.
That's awesome.
Right? 'Cause obviously death is a part of our experience here, but it's not choosing it before it's time, not choosing a waking, a living death while we're here. So,
Well, we are going to go.
Powerful.
We are going to go to this, and I appreciate you joining us today. Thanks for coming on and chatting with us and telling us about your musical history and everything else.
thank you so much for having me.
I appreciate it. And we are going to go to the tune, and then we will wrap things up here on our big program. And here we go.
Try to find your way out. Oh, something comes back around to hold you down. Hush now, child. There's no other way, they say to me. Tell your life. Silence.
Yes, somebody's cranking us.
But I found my lock and key, and I see my way out. I won't go silently.
That's that stupid Rich Hall trying to crank us. That is Lock and Key. It is KnightressM1, and good Lord, whenever we have folks on this broadcast who call us on Skype, and people see that they're an attractive woman, they call in. The pervs call in. So that is that. That wraps